Take a shot in the wind. Oh, don't let the little moments go. It all looks brighter when you know. One day you'll look back and wish you had what you have, 'cause every breath is like a piece of gold. One day you'll look back and wish you had what you have, 'cause every breath is like a piece of gold.
Hey.
Water bites, bro.
So nonchalant about it, though. day update. We ran to the fingers. Got 2 more keepers to get our limit, but now we're traveled back a bit just to see if we can get our quality fish. Kind of struggling right now. I think our weight we have is probably no more than like 11 pounds, 11, 12 pounds. So yeah, we're gonna grind it out, see if we can get a bigger limit. It's not gonna be the weight that we have now is obviously not gonna be anything winning, but at least we have a limit in that way. Now we can kind of just focus on getting that quality bite. Even though we've been trying to do that all morning, we just at least get us some confidence in ourselves. So yeah, stay tuned, good, and wish us luck. These fish, but there's fish in here that can win it for us. Oh, but you still go. Oh, look, two Kobe! Oh, that one's cuter. Oh my. Hi, buddy. It's if Ira got groomed every single day. Oh my gosh, and his bark is so adorable. Hi, buddy. Kobe, what are you doing, Kobe? Look at our ears. Hi, buddy. Oh, good boy, girl. Good girl. Kobe, where you going, Kobe? You're okay. I just want to say hi and take you home. Time to go make more friends. Peace out. Yeah. Yeah. Go, you got it. You got it. Go, you got it. Become my future 5-pounders. Okay. Well, if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. To give you guys a little update about how the tournament went, as you can see, based on the results, we got 15th place with like 10 point, I don't know, 5 ounces. It wasn't anything spectacular, and definitely not a great moment for me. I think how the tournament ended up going wasn't too much of what I expected, though, based on practice. Unfortunately, how I practice is how I fish. As you guys can see on the practice videos, it was still a struggle when me and my brother were trying to practice. It unfortunately turned worse than what I thought it would be, though. Given that the practice days we were able to get a 2.6 and another 2-pounder, I was hoping that my bag came out to be almost like 13, 14 pounds. Still not a winning bag, regardless, but I was hoping that the bigger girls showed up. I got some helpful advice from a coach slash mentor of mine about how I was fishing. I think one of the problems when I was fishing this tournament specifically is the fact that I didn't account for the weather change during the Saturday morning. As you guys can see, it was rainy, it was windy. We had probably 15-mile-per-hour winds with almost 20-mile-per-hour gusts, and we also had a cold front. That's the thing. That whole entire week we had 70 plus degree weather with sun. That day specifically, everything changed for the worse. I was wearing a coat. My brother was wearing his bib and his coat. It was cold, like 50 degrees. So it definitely changed the bite pattern. I didn't adjust well based on the video, as you can see. I still try to power fish. I think it's just one of my strengths and how I feel comfortable fishing. So doing that, it really tested me about how I adjust to the situation at hand. I think one of the key things that I took away from this tournament is definitely slowing it down. I had a jig, I had a tube on hand, which I did use, but it wasn't too long. I used them for like spots that I had a bite already, but then I didn't, I put it away after I try to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. As you guys can see from the video that I did catch a lot of fish, I think based on the video it's 10, but I had some other bites that I didn't end up recording because of I don't know what was wrong with my camera, but it cut it short. I didn't get the end of the day nor the time that I went into the fingers as I mentioned at midday report. So overall, I think it was a big learning aspect of mine simply because cold weather. Spring fishing for me has been phenomenal because I can use fast moving baits that have been triggering reaction bites. Like I've as you can see on my intro, that's all this year, all 2025. I couldn't believe how many big bass I've already caught. Unfortunately, I think it's the change from warm to cold that I didn't adjust too well. Definitely slowing it down was what I've heard from the other anglers that were fishing the competition. The key to getting these bigger fish to bite, especially the 4 pound females. That the other thing I didn't consider is that they are just coming out of their spawn. These are all post spawn. If the smaller that I saw that they brought in for weigh-in, none of them had red tails, and they were all skinny. Even though they were 4 pounders, that's how big those bass were. They were 4 pounders, but they were skinny, and that's because they were already done spawning, and they're just taking their time to recuperate and rejuvenate their strength. And that is something that I didn't consider. That's another thing about the springtime fishing that I needed to learn better. I didn't go bed fishing. I found where largemouth were spawning. I couldn't find where the smallies were spawning. And that is something that I suck at. I like one of my weaknesses is dirty river fishing. And as Lake Wisconsin is, that's all it really is. Just figuring out the pattern of where these female smallies would run to after spawning out. If and I'm pretty sure they did based on the size wise. If they were still fat, maybe they're still in pre-spawn mode. But with the water being the temperature was around 62 degrees when we were fishing. So it was definitely a lot warmer throughout the week. The week before, I should say. That cold front, we had a storm. That's the one thing. Other thing, we had a storm on Friday. Thursday, well, no, Thursday we had a storm. Friday we had like more rain. But then come Saturday, that's when we hit that cold front, that like sudden change, which made everything that I practiced for different. So overall, I learned a lot. Um, Uh, I'm upset about the result, but at the same time, I can't complain based on how I was fishing. I think what my mentor Mike has taught me throughout, because I was texting him after the tournament to figure out like what went wrong, what I could have done different, and what he would have suggested me to do while I was fishing. As you can see from the video, blown in points was definitely the more active fish area. Like in the morning, if those fish that I caught were bigger or were keepers in general, we would have had our limit in the morning by 9 o'clock, simply because we were fishing the blown in area. Going over to the other side of the river where we were a lot calmer, those fish are a lot more finicky on getting their bites. We did get some bites, but those were spread out and they came off of weird things. As you can see from the buzz bait, um, other ones came from a swim bait, just a regular jig head swim bait. I did catch one on a chatter over there as well. But the thing that made it so difficult for me to try to figure out these fish is that I got bit on literally every single color, every single different lure that I tossed out. I couldn't figure out where exactly these fish were holding up. What made it more skeptical to me as well is that I had to fish closer to shore. On practice day, they came out to bite at 8 feet. This tournament day, after that cold front, they stuck so close to the shoreline. I was trying my best to see if I can get them out deeper. I didn't show in the video, but there was like a good stretch of me grabbing a jig, tossing it out towards the ledge, and just slowly, I mean slowly dragging it up the gradual incline, which I was hoping I would get a bite, but it's pretty discouraging when it comes to fishing a jig for almost 30 minutes, just slowly reeling it and burning it through these gravel rock ledges that I was fishing. So to conclude everything about how this tournament went, I definitely will keep in mind about how that transition from post spawn comes into play, given the activity level of these fish. It's hard because I'm way better at lake fishing. And lakes to me, I can break down a lot easier. I feel more confident when it comes to weed lines, weed edges, and just flats coming out. When it comes to the river system, these channels or creeks that I was fishing at, they tend to hold a ton more carp, and still learning about that too. I have a lot of superstitions that I've been mentioning it to my mentor Mike about the things that I have seen repeatedly to see how he thinks about bass fishing. One thing in particular, carp presence inside these lakes, like they're a nuisance. They're literally everywhere. Going down this ledge and going into channels, as you guys can see from that multi-million dollar house that I was in, scanning around, I can see carp everywhere on the live scope. So it's annoying. At the same time, it's something that I have to learn about, adjusting my fishing style to compensate the area that I'm in. So I don't have anything else for you guys. I truly appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I want to do more of information information sharing to people watching my videos. I think that the amount of knowledge that comes with fishing these tournaments becomes a great hand in play for future anglers that want to figure out how to break down bodies of waters as well. I'm not too great at it. I think my experience is very slim enough to some people. These guys that I am going against, I have a lot to learn from. They definitely have it down to a T about their style of fishing, and hopefully I get to learn a lot more. I'm still new in this journey of mine, and I really appreciate you guys following along with me during this journey. I'm hoping to get better, but wish me luck. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.